Hello YouTube and people of the interwebs, welcome back to another Doctor Who video. Today I'm going to be discussing a question which is being thrown around the internet for a very long time. Who, what, why, where, when is the 13th Doctor going to regenerate? Like, what's going to cause it, who's causing it, and how? Now, I think I have a pretty solid idea on roughly what's going to happen with the 13th Doctor and her regeneration. But yeah, we'll just jump straight in. We know logistically that the final episode that Jodie Whittaker's 13th Doctor will canonically appear in is the Centenary Special. We don't have a name for it yet, but we know that it's going to air probably like around October of 2022, because it's celebrating 100 years of the BBC, and the BBC was founded on the 18th of October 100 years ago, so like 1922. So it makes sense to put it on, or if not that specific date, around that time. If you don't want the finale of Doctor Who Flux spoilt for you, then like skip ahead in the video a bit, but in the finale of Flux, when the Doctor confronts the Doctor, well technically it's the Doctor confronting time, whatever the hell time is. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But time says to the Doctor, like, "Ooh, your time is running out. No regenerations last forever, Doctor. You're gonna cark it soon." So time is talking about the fact that the Doctor's soon gonna die. But not only that, she then says, "Be wary of the forces that mass against you." Okay, that's interesting. The forces that mass against them? Like, that's a lot of, like, where could that be? But then she narrows it right down by saying, "and their master." So beware of the forces that mass against you and their master. Now, it's pretty obvious what this is in reference to. It's the Master, played by Sacha Darwin. Is it a bit too soon to just go, "Look, the Master's going to kill you"? I think there's other stuff going on. The Master, surely he's not going to be the man, the person to kill the 13th Doctor, because you wouldn't spoil that now. We already kind of know that Sacha Darwin's coming back in the Centenary Special, because from leaked filming pictures back in, I think, September, this absolute giga-chad of a man decided to carry a box of props in front of the general public that said, "The Master's props" on it. Like, I mean, all power to you, man. I mean, I respect it. He almost definitely got fired after doing that, because, I mean, there's no way you'd live that down. Because on that same filming day, they were trying to keep these, like, actors secret. They put, like, cloaks over them as they went into the filming location so that the public couldn't see who they were. But yeah, it's Sacha Darwin. I mean, to add to this theory, we also saw him in Cardiff, like, a day later with members of the public. He's in Cardiff, special guest, the Master's prop box, Sacha's coming back as the Master. I mean, it also sort of follows a John Sim-like pattern in that he gets his big, prominent, three-part sort of story epic in a series, then give it a few years, he comes back for a final regeneration special, and then we never see him again. Fingers crossed, though, I hope we see him again, because I absolutely love Sacha Darwin's take on the character. Genuinely beautiful. Okay, so referring to the line, "the forces that mass against you," led by the Master. So the Master's going to be the main person leading this evil force, and if we look back to his last appearance in Series 12's episode, The Timeless Children, the place we left the Master was on not ancient Gallifrey, just present-day burnt Gallifrey, with a bunch of Cybermasters who he had completely under his control. So they're like regenerating Cybermen that the Master is the owner of, like the Wicked Witch and their flying monkeys. It's that sort of comparison. As Ko-Sharmus activated the death particle, there was a boom, and all organic life on Gallifrey was destroyed. Apart from the fact that, if you listen very carefully, you can hear Sacha Darwin shout, "All of you, jump through here!" And then, yeah. So it's very probable that even if not all the Cybermasters survived, a huge chunk of them did, and the Master alongside them. But then I don't think that's a good enough just its own thing. Like, we've seen the Cybermasters, we've seen the Master. How do you up the ante? Because if there's something Chibnall loves doing, it's just causing more chaos and adding more things to the story. It only aired a few days ago, so I probably don't need to recap your mind, but in the Flux finale, The Vanquishers, this character, known as the Grand Serpent, just, like, he was left on a rock. Kate Stewart and Vinda were like, "Oi, you, you mean? And then they left him there on a rock. So it's quite probable he'll return. We don't have confirmation on this, but yeah, he's not dead. He's still there. He's still alive. So he's probably coming back at some point. So maybe the Master is like in a sort of Avengers type way, assembling a team of cool, epic people to put together to, instead of save the universe, destroy the universe, or maybe he's still hell-bent on killing the Doctor. Maybe Tecteun could come back. We don't have much evidence for this, other than the fact that if she did just straight up die and that was completely it for her character in episode 5 of Flux, that's a complete waste. Like, narratively, you don't introduce the Doctor's foster mum and then just go, oh, no, now she's dead. Maybe Tecteun comes back with a vengeance, blaming Swarm and Azure's capture of Division on the Doctor. Something like that, I don't know. There's also a bunch of other characters who I've written down up here that might band together because they've sort of been left, they've been trailed off. One is Jack Robertson, who, the Donald Trump parody man, he showed up in Arachnids in the UK, he returned for Revolution of the Daleks, and then we were heavily hinted at his return, despite him not actually coming back to the show yet. They said, like, oh, he's got a revived presidential run on New Year's Day, or whatever they said. So Jack Robertson's probably going to crop up in one of the specials, if not Jodie's final special. Maybe he'll, like, sell out the Earth to the Master and the Cybermasters, or something like that. We've also got to remember Lenny Henry's character Barton from Spyfall. He does this big evil plan, then when it fails, he just gets in the car and drives off. What's happening with Barton? He's supposed to be like a millionaire. He didn't get arrested, he just drove off. Maybe Barton is going to come back. The next character, I'm very sorry to bring him up because the fandom seems to universally despise the man, but Tim Shaw, or Zimjar of the Stenza race, the blue teeth man, the tooth fairy as some may say, he just sort of got locked in a stasis pod. He's not dead, he could come back. It would be somewhat poetic. It'd be rubbish poetry, but it'd be somewhat poetic if Tim Shaw was in Jodie's first episode and her last episode, even if it's just a cameo. And I think that is kind of possible, because Chibnall likes every ending of characters ties back to the start. Like Ryan and Graham got their whole bike scene as their first scene and as their last scene. Yaz and the Doctor in Series 13, first scene was discussing the fact that the Doctor never tells Yaz anything on the TARDIS. Their last scene on the TARDIS was the Doctor saying, Yaz, I'm going to tell you my secrets. And yeah, Dan's first scene, talking with Diane. His last scene, talking with Diane. Like, Chibnall wraps everything up like that, so it wouldn't surprise me if someone like Tim Shaw showed up again. There's a variety of other characters as well, even just like Daleks or Cybermen or whatever, or any enemies she makes throughout the centenary specials that could mass against the Doctor. I'm assuming it's led by the Master, and I think it's rare that the Master outright just goes, bam, I've killed you, Doctor. So I don't know how or what's going to happen, but I think the Master's going to do something stupid, and the only way to save it is by Jodie's Doctor sacrificing herself. I don't know, I just get the feeling when 13 goes out, she's not just going to go out with a, oh no, she's been shot. It is going to be a big sacrifice moment, and I think as well you can then play with the narrative idea of like the 13th Doctor and Yasmin's relationships or whatever. Like maybe Yaz holds the Doctor in her arms, or maybe to save Yaz's life, the Doctor jumps in the way. Something like that would be quite cool. I don't know though, because there's so many possibilities. We know it's going to involve the Master, probably the Cybermasters, and a assortment of other creatures. It's probably going to have Unit back as well. We have seen leaked pictures of the Unit base, so Kate Stewart's probably coming back. It's going to be very, very interesting, so do let me know in the comments down below your thoughts and hopes for this upcoming episode and series. Thank you for watching. Please do remember to like, comment, subscribe. Please turn on the notification bell so you're alerted every time I upload a video, and check out our Doctor Who fan film, Echo's End. I'm going to stop plugging things now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.